Hi guys, it's Paul Clifford here, and I've got on the line Andrew, and Andrew is one of my customers, and he's recently bought into SkyBuilder, and he's had a great bit of success with it. And what I thought I'd do is just get him on the line and just talk about what he actually did and why he got into SkyBuilder and a bit of his experience as well. And I thought that'd be interesting, for you guys as well. So Andrew, thanks for your time. I really appreciate that. I know you're a busy guy. So you're based in the US, aren't you? I think you're saying right. in Princeton, right?
Yes. Despite the fact we have the same accent, I'm literally about 30 minutes outside of New York City.
Right. Brilliant. And because you used to live actually not far from me, just up in London. And so. How long have you been sort of in internet marketing or doing this sort of stuff online?
Sure. So probably about 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And if I boil it down, in reality it's probably about 6 months, because I've been running off in all sorts of different directions over those 4 years. You have somebody coming in behind you. In the last 4 years, I've been trying all sorts of different things and have had a pretty bad lack of focus. But SkyBuilder, in a funny sort of way, because I've become so enthusiastic about it, is my absolute focus now.
Yeah. And what sort of attracted you, in the first place? Obviously you must have seen an email from me and everything. What made you? Because we get these courses sent to us all the time. And I guess this isn't a course either. This is actually a product. But what was it that sort of made you think, oh yeah, I can see that right now?
Yeah, the funny thing is, I shouldn't have responded. I'm not typically offline. I've been avoiding offline like the plague, because it just seems so scary to get away from the computer and go outside and actually talk to real life human beings, rather than setting up, funnels and all sorts of other things online. So I'm not the ideal person. That's the first thing. The second thing is, when it comes to app development, I know I wanted to do it because it's huge. It's it's absolutely enormous, and anybody who's involved in our space knows that. But there just seem too many barriers. Going to Elance, finding somebody, filtering through, working with one person, maybe they develop a piece of junk, spend 6 weeks, 8 weeks, $1,000. It just there seemed too many hurdles as far as app development. So I always figured it was something I couldn't do. And then I got this email from you, and I went along and I watched the videos. I'm like, oh crap, maybe there's an easy way. And the funny thing is, because there's the $147 a month price, I thought to myself, I'm going to spend the $147. I'm going to give it 30 days, because you can cancel within 30 days. If I manage to make more than $147 in 30 days, I'm going to cancel.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that's not the way to, think about it, but if it's as good as it says it is, then I should be able to make more than $147 in 30 days. So I signed up, and within 4 days, probably made about $1,000 or more. It's more than that, but at the time, 4 days ago when we first spoke, it was around $1,000.
That's incredible. And how did that happen? So what actually happened? Because.
So that's a fun story. So my wife likes a particular salon in Princeton. She goes there. She's probably there more than she's here. And I decided to build the app. It took me, I don't know, an hour. Let's say, because I was just starting, it took me about an hour. And I wanted it to be nice. I didn't want, just to slap some things together. But what I did was include some things from their website.
Yeah.
And because of protection, copyright protection rather, I contacted them and I said, hey, that's a customer of yours, and I built an app because I realised you don't have one, and I gave it to my wife because as a joke more than anything else, because she spends so much time. I figured she'd want you on speed dial. But I think it would be useful to you and your company So I put it up on Apple and put it up on Google Play, and maybe you can't find it useful, but because it's got some of the content from your website, I'd like you to see it to make sure that you approve before it becomes public. Obviously, I don't want you angry at me because I've used some of your content.
Sure.
So, like, yeah, come by, grab coffee, whatever. So I literally went in, met the CEO of the company. It's quite a decent sized salon. They do a huge business. Except, I mean, they've been talking for months now that I thought I had in terms of, you know, do we get a developer? Who do we trust? Will they create something junky? And there I was rolling in with an app which looked, you know, awesome, and they could just tap on me then and there, and it was easy. It was more of a it wasn't a sale. It was just a
conversation. I mean, that, you know, and that's the best openers, you know. And I think what you just described there is a perfect way for people, especially people new to offline. You know, is you can just go in quite innocently, you know, to a prospect and say, I've noticed you haven't really got, you know, a mobile app. I'm a, you know, fan or customer, or, you know, I see your brand everywhere, you know, or you can use my wife. You know, it's always a good one. And you know, and essentially, yeah, what you did is you created an app because it's so fast to do and so easy.
Sure.
And if you just take that to them or show them, then, you know, for a start, they can't not be interested. Okay, no one's going to say, you know, no, I'm just not interested in that. Please go away. You know, anyone, you know, if you show them a mobile phone app, you know, with their brand or anything on it, they're going to immediately go, oh, well, let's have a chat. You know, even if it doesn't work out, they're going to open the door.
Sure. And the next thing I know, she's talking about creating cards to put in front of the mirror for all of the people who sit down while they're having their haircut, so that they can QR code, download it, start playing with it in the salon, and so on and so forth. And they hold events,
right,
like charity events, so they want to be able to push messages out to their members, people who want to, you know, they want to come along to events. So what that gives me is the ability to add a subscription to the app to say, hey, you know, I'll send a certain amount of pushes for you every month. I'll keep it up to date. And so now I've got a somewhat passive revenue stream from it as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, there's been a little bit of a follow-up since then.
Really, yeah? Yeah, so, go on, tell me.
I was dropping my daughter off at the orthodontics this morning. You know, we do the whole braces thing over here when they're like 9 years old, 10 years old. And I got talking to her orthodontist, who also doesn't have an app. And I whipped out the salon one that I'd done for the first people and said, look, I built this, took me a couple of days, but they like it. And what do you think? And he was like, oh my God, I need this. Give me your number. Let me call you. You know, let's talk about how you can build me one. And it was, I walked in to fix my daughter's teeth. I didn't walk in for a sale, but it just sort of worked out that way.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. And I think, you know, the other thing for people who want to do this on a larger scale, you know, obviously, you know, you can't necessarily just start building apps for everyone and putting them on your phone and going knocking on doors. You know, that's
Sure.
That's going to be harder work. But you know, what you can do, and what I've been saying to people, is you can, you know, within SkyBuilder, you've got that preview facility at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, it's quite easy to record like a Jing video, you know, just of you clicking through the app and talking about it, and you can mail that Jing video to the company, and just, you know, and say, you know, I specialize in, you know, iPhone apps or mobile apps, you know, and I've created this prototype for you. It's almost ready to go. You know, you're interested in having a chat, you know, and you can do that via email.
I hadn't thought of that, but my goal though is if I get 4 or 5 companies local to buy the apps and to pay some form of subscription, that gives me the bandwidth to, you know, do all the other things you can potentially do with this. For example, I also uploaded a couple of niche apps onto Google Play and iTunes. Just because I'm passionate about certain subjects. I realised based on the Genesis project that there was a shortage of apps, and I started making money on the app side as well. So it's just, there's multiple ways.
That's brilliant. Have you had many downloads yet of your?
Yeah, so it seems to take 24 hours on Google Play for it to sort of, although it appears within about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It takes about 24 hours for downloads. So yeah, I've already started getting downloads. Only about 10 in the first 24 hours, and started making money. It makes me smile though. It's not a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
But the fact that there's money within 24 hours tells me that, where there's a trickle of water, ultimately there can be a gush if you do the right things and do it consistently.
Yeah. And did you sort of replicate the keyword tool? The keyword tool within Sky Builder that helps you analyze where there's traffic and competition, and decide which keywords to go for. Did you sort of do that analysis first? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's the gut feel that starts the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Then I'll pop it into the Genesis project, and or it'll kind of give me a ranking, and I just go for the highest ranking and knock it out.
Brilliant. Well, that's great. And that's the thing for everyone who's watching this to get is that there's two distinct ways of making money with this product, and as Andrew highlighted, the offline is very, very easy, but you have to get out there. But what's the beauty of offline is it generates cash very, very quickly and upfront. So then that gives you time and also resources to sort of build on the more passive stuff. So the niche apps, which generate sort of long-term revenue without having to do a lot. And of course, when you want to scale that, if you want to outsource elements of that, you can. And because you're getting cash from the offline business, you get the funds basically to scale all that. So, that's brilliant. And you're now in my apps mastermind.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you finding that?
Fantastic group of people.
Good.
And all of the questions that are being asked and answered are pretty much my own questions asked and answered. So
okay.
No, it's a good group of people.
Yeah, well, that's brilliant.
I'm very impressed that despite the fact that you're in London, you're still on there at, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock at night US time. So goodness help your wife or your family, because you're probably working at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, what did they say? Labour of love or something? Yeah, I know.
Passion, exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's good. It's great to see people, like yourself, in the mastermind actually, making money, because you're not alone. There's others there who are doing the same sort of thing, and we're all starting to see success. And I guess the key thing to remember is, when did it launch? It launched like on last Tuesday. So, this product's only been out like 7 days. And already, you've made over $1,000. I know others have.
Yeah.
So, all you've got to do is put it into action. Even just offline, and immediately you can start getting results with that.
I mean, people see the business opportunity, for example, around Kindle.
Yeah.
But with Kindle, there are all sorts of restrictions and challenges, and restrictions on PLR and all sorts of other things. And also, it takes a long time to go through the Kindle process. Write a book or get some PLR and reformat it and do the covers and all that sort of thing. It's, in a funny sort of way, this is like very, very, very early days Kindle, where if you get enough apps out there,
yeah,
start getting that significant passive income. I see it happening already within literally 48 hours of putting apps up.
Right. That's brilliant. Well, listen, I won't keep you any longer because I know you've got work and appointments coming up. So, I really appreciate you taking the time. And I think, the mastermind and my other customers who are thinking of Sky Builder will find this really, really valuable to actually, talk to someone who's actually doing it straight away, within 7 days, making that sort of money. I think that's brilliant. So well done, Andrew. Really appreciate that. And, keep the success stories coming,
And thanks to you. Thanks for literally, being a man of your word in terms of the support you're giving us on the mastermind. There are other people who offer similar things as a bonus for this course, and I talked to some people, and they basically told me that if you said you were going to help, you were going to help. So if that, I should join through you rather than someone else. So you've been a man of your word, been there, you've been helping out. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, thanks for saying that. You didn't need to. I appreciate that. Great. All right. Well, I'll speak to you in the mastermind then. But thanks for your time, Andrew, and I'll speak to you later.
Sounds good. See you.
Yeah. Cheers.